You see what I have to do? Do you see? So what you guys forced me to do is read people with horribly negative energy. Yeah, I gotta tap into Jeffree Star's energy. Joy. His most recent video is the date one, isn't it? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are ya?
I just saw his Instagram posts. It's funny, like I'm about to do a reading, and I'm glad that I looked at that because I didn't want to predict it if it already happened, you know? So I just looked at his Instagram, and I saw that he's launching eyeliners or lip liners, something. I don't care. It's irrelevant. It's so telling that he's not releasing a statement. I'm just gonna let the cards talk. I guess the question I'm asking my guides, and please give me his perspective, but protect me from his energy, because his energy is definitely something. It is something. What's his plan going forward? Is he going to address this? Is he going to throw Shane under the bus? Is he just going to pretend nothing happened until everyone forgets, which I don't think will happen. I just need an update on his energy from my last reading, which was quite a while ago. Alright. I kind of expected you guys to vote for Jeffree Star again. I just really am not a fan of his energy. The last time I did a reading on him with his energy involved, I had a demonic nightmare. So, and, you know, I don't know a lot about him. I'm sure you guys probably know more, but I did watch the video that Liam did on Jeffree Star. I watched both of their videos. So I kind of have a background about Jeffree Star's energy, like why it's so dark and why it's so, like, negative and I can't describe it in any other way except dark, kind of like the place he's in. Yeah. But to be honest with you guys, and I don't know if he has any history of being like a believer in, like, I don't know, like satanic practices or anything like that, but I get this energy of, it's just this dark satanic energy. I don't know how else to describe it. It makes me very uncomfortable, and I feel the need to bless myself in my house, and like my entire house after. I know I'd sound dramatic, but I'm not being dramatic. I don't like his energy. It's very toxic. So I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible, to be honest. Let me know if you guys like this new way I'm doing it. I have the camera I found. It's an old camera. It's a JVC, no, a Vario or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, JVC, a Vario. If you like the angle, if you like the audio, if not, I can try to figure out how to attach a mic. I'm very new to this. Yeah, I didn't even do my intro. Hey, it's Rosey. Hey, my little scatterbrains. Ugh. I don't know why some of you guys like it that I called you that. I mean, if that's what you guys want to be called, then I'll call you that. So, just trying to get all these cards. They really don't want to come out. Oh, never mind. And of course it's the tower. Oh, there's two here. Perfect. I think this belongs in the middle. I saw that first. Of course it's the tower. Why wouldn't it be the tower? I always get the tower with Jeffree. Always. And I'm just breaking out the Dark Mirror Oracle. There you go. And I'm gonna put it in the description as well. I do use the other two oracles. I think I'm just gonna use this one, and I don't want to use too many cards, that's the thing. I think from now on I'm gonna either choose that one or this one, and I'm always gonna incorporate the Dark Mirror Oracle because the Dark Mirror Oracle helps shed light on the negative intentions or the negative tendencies that we have as human beings, and why those tendencies fuel the things that we decide to do, decisions we decide to make. I think it's important to have that aspect in any kind of reading with people like this. And by people like this, I just mean like people that have done shady things that I'm looking into. I just think it's important to have that aspect. I don't read these in reverse, it's just how I shuffle, but even still. I'm just going to... Okay. Yeah. This energy is really dark. I don't... Like, I know I'm gonna put music over this reading, but it's too quiet. His energy is very invasive. I don't appreciate it. Ah, boy. I have these two here. I think maybe like this. Here's the Dark Mirror Oracle. I always keep my selenite tower on top of this deck at night, because I think that this deck has the most ability to attract dark energy. So I have to be on top of that. So if it comes out in reverse, I am going to bring it right side up. And that was sticking out. So each one, I'm going to pull 3. It's going to be the reason for this, the reason for this, the reason for this. Okay? And it might cut off down here, but you guys wanted me to zoom in, so I'll just kind of show you once I get the charms and all that. I don't know which card that was sticking out, so I'm sure it'll come back. That one. And that one. See how they stick out like... Okay. I think I do have room for 2 more cards. So I guess I will pull from this. I'm very indecisive. I don't like this. Is this how this energy, is this how Jeffree makes people feel? So that, like, just really second guessing themselves and indecisive so that, like, they feel like they need someone else's approval. Ew, I just heard Jeffree Star approved in my head when I thought of that. Ew. He's got control issues, huh? I mean, kind of a given, right? Oh, is that my hair? Lovely. You can tell that deck is my deck. Oh wait, there are reverse meanings with this one, I forget. Okay, so that was reverse. Oh my god. I don't care if you don't want me to continue. This energy. Oof. I don't like this. You guys, this is the last reading I'm doing on Jeffree Star for a while, okay? I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna flip everything over. And then bring out the charms. Oh, the Chariot! Great. So he thinks he won, huh? Great. Love that. Well, that's good. Got that. This is the same one I got when I did the Rich Lux reading, but and it was also in reverse. Still have to look up the meaning because it's a new deck, but okay, these are all not supposed to be face down. I pulled. You guys saw me shuffle, right? I mean, now I'm thinking like, did I shuffle? I did. I looked through the freaking footage, but this is like the same cards, almost exactly. Maybe not in this exact order, but Pretty sure these are the same cards I pulled when I was doing the Rich Lux reading. And potentially the... No, yeah, this is the same cards I pulled for the Rich Lux reading. Like, look at all of the cards that are in this deck. And I pull the same 3 after all that shuffling? That's weird. I mean, I'm not gonna question it, that's weird. Alright, turn this. Incoming noise. Oh, of course I knocked that out of the way I wanted to. Whoops. Getting used to everything. Not looking. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm just gonna bring it over. So this is a little glass jar I keep with purified water and kosher salt. Because I'm gonna need some of that right now. Because I don't want to absorb any of this bullshit. Because there's a lot of bullshit. Oh my god, I didn't even touch anything. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll try to zoom in, maybe. Can I zoom in with this? There's a new camera, so... Well, it's an old camera, but... You guys see that that's standing up on its own? It's these binoculars, I think. So something's looking right down at that. I'll have to look through that. There's like no charms over here. So his current energy right now is the Chariot. So the Chariot is literally like victory. It's like forward movement. I don't know why, but when I saw this, his current energy right now, he feels like he won. He feels like he's not going to, he has nothing to lose. Not that he has nothing to lose, but he feels like he won. Like, oh, I won. It's very nonchalant. It's like, it makes sense. I mean, he's literally like launching a new thing, like liners or whatever. He thinks he can do that. He thinks that, I mean, he is doing it. And I looked at it, there's a lot of likes on it. Like, he has a lot of like hardcore fans, I guess. That kind of baffles me. I mean, it just really baffles me. I'm really surprised that people are still, like, blindly supporting that. After everything that's come out. After everything over the years that's come out, people still support him. So that's why he thinks that he can't lose. Buckle up, things are about to get interesting. The hippocampus is being prepared for a journey. Its gear is being lovingly secured and strapped into place. It's all but ready to take you where you need to be. The journey will likely be interesting, as they rarely take you to where you want to go, only to the places they know you need to go. You might find their method liberating or frustrating depending on how deeply you are attached to your destination. Either way, you're in for a ride you won't quickly forget. Interesting. So, like, even the book definition, it's similar. It's like, oh, I have nothing to worry about. I guess I'll just buckle up. I'm ready for the ride. Like, this is fun. This is fun to him. This is fun to him. This is like where he gets his kicks. This is his roller coaster. The chaos that he causes, and he sits back and watches the results of it. It's gross. It's honestly just gross. I think we all know it's gross. Right next to it, shared inspiration. So I'm gonna put it up to the camera. I want you guys to be able to see the cards now. Throw yourself into a new project. See, he's like, new makeup line, conspiracy is so yesterday, you know? Ugh. Be willing to let go of time constraints and rules and really be aware of whatever fulfills your heart. And I don't want to know what that is for him. I mean, I guess I'll find out, but this fulfills his heart, to be honest. It's like, he's one of those people, okay. He's one of these people that likes to just, he thinks of all his friends or all his peers as like a big game of chess, right? He figures out who his competition is, or who could beat him, I guess, monetarily, and then he just decides, I have to beat them. I'm gonna ruin them. And then I'm gonna use this person to do that. Like, you know, knight to d5. Like, ooh, I don't like this person. I feel like no one does, but I really, I have a headache already. And it just started. Like, I need to take this black tourmaline and just shove it into my third eye. Okay, life is better together. Seek assistance from your community, connect with family, friends, or others who will support you. It can be as simple as making a phone call. We know he likes to make phone calls. So, and it's like, are these both dolphins? Oh my gosh. There's like, how many cards in this deck? Lots of cards in this deck. And we got 2 dolphins, the number 4 and number 20, but they're both dolphins. Okay, dolphins are important, clearly. Dolphins. Dolphins are really intelligent. They need a group. They need groupies. And isn't he like on Instagram right now? Like, didn't he take like a bunch of pictures of Black China and like some other creators, like people? Like he's making sure that anything that's being released now, it shows him being supported by other people or around people that don't, you know what I mean? Like spending time with people. Like he has to flaunt that he doesn't care. Like, he literally doesn't care. I don't think none of this matters to him. Like, shared inspiration, life is better together. He's like, I'm just gonna surround myself with people that approve of what I do. That they're like, you know, enablers. But he doesn't really need an enabler to feel justified. He will feel justified doing horrible shit no matter what it is, because that's who he is. If that makes sense. So this is these 3 cards of the current situation. Alright, we have, let me see. I'm gonna look at all of these. I just want to see what the card is. Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. And then all of these on it. I'm just not going to touch these because I don't want to move them anymore. It's like go get 'em energy. Think of like when you're a kid and you just discovered a new hobby. It's like that. In reverse, it's harder to say. Let me see what the book says. Impatience and ignorance will be your beginning steps into your final march of shame. Ooh. Ooh. You are taking only the first steps with this new energy, and you can't possibly know all there is to learn. If you persist in letting your ego run the show, don't be surprised when your fire pearl blows up your brand new wand. So he really thinks that he knows all there is to know. He really thinks that. I mean, I'm not surprised. He's so, like, he's very arrogant. We know this. Let me look at the charms that are on this card. Not all who wander are lost. Is that what he thinks? Because he isn't wandering. He's been like lost constantly over and over and over and over and over to the point where it's like he likes being lost. He doesn't like knowing where he is. He likes creating chaos and participating in it. This is autumn. Okay, I'll show you. This is a little bit better, I guess, the camera. Hopefully I can show you my charms in more detail. So I have autumn here. Passion, which is encircling this that says dragon. I thought a Nikita dragon, but in general I think Jeffree Star could be very much described as a dragon. I'm surprised I didn't get 4 of Pentacles in reverse. That's like, that makes me think of, like, my 4 of Pentacles card is Gollum. Like, mine, can't take it, it's my money, mine. But in reverse it's like doubled down, so it makes me think of a dragon that hoards all of these riches, right? That, I mean, that is Jeffree's energy. And then this says discipline. If you can see it. It says discipline. And then the number 1. Only him. All I need is me. I can be my own best friend. Like, that's what I hear. And then the snowflake. So this could be winter. Autumn. I mean, autumn is really specific. But the snowflake, again, this could just be a heart of ice. It's something else I think of. He's very cold. He's a very cold person. We know that too. Okay, and then the second card, this is still the situation. So this is him basically saying, I have nothing that I need to learn. I'm the expert. Oh my god, it makes me think of the podcast with Keemstar that he was on, Mom's Basement. And I don't know what exactly he said, but his attitude was just, I've been around the block for quite some time, Keem. You know, like, I'm the expert. I'm the king. I know everything there is to know about makeup and about this industry and about the, like, that's... And the fact that the card is like, you don't know everything you think you do, and it's gonna blow up in your face, your attitude for it, you know, going forward. So these binoculars, it's crazy. I really don't want to touch it because it's so cool. If you can see it, like, it's literally standing up on its own. These are definitely binoculars. Okay. And they were looking right down at this person. I'm gonna pick up the card in a second. Elephant. It's not face down. It is upside down though. So usually when I get an elephant like this, it's remembering something. When it's like this, it's, oh, you're forgetting something. But when it's like this, it's like you're trying to remember something. Or I feel like I'm leaving something out. There's something I haven't quite thought about yet, or thought of. And then the sailboat is literally like escaping his problems, or like, you know, just, out of sight, out of mind, like that kind of thing. Key to the heart. And an angel that's like stabbing his spirit guides. People like Jeffree, and I don't think I have to elaborate on that when I say people like Jeffree. I have a very specific belief with spirit guides and people like Jeffree. And I think from a very early age, if not birth, they just decide they don't care about what their guides have to say or what the right thing to do is. You know, they think the right thing to do is what benefits them. That's always the right thing. What's best for me. So that's just the vibe I pick up. I can't help it. And then there's just this heart. So it's like two hearts. One is like literally like stabbing at the angel. And this is the, can't really see it, but now that oops, what did I do? Oh, the binoculars just went over. Here we go. Just gonna keep these here since I went through them. 3 of Swords in reverse. I want you guys to be able to see the art on the card. So I think it's suggesting that they all killed this whale. In reverse is more like, 3 of Swords is usually betrayal and heartbreak. Cheating comes up a lot with 3 of Swords. This in reverse is like avoiding a heartbreak potentially. That's my first impression. I mean, the key to the heart looks like a sword that was going at the angel, and these 3 swords killed the whale. So I'm interested to look and see what the book says. The time for grieving is over. You have played your part in the letting go process and now must get back to life. Holding space is a temporary thing, never meant to last longer. Okay, sorry about that. My freaking battery ran out. Time for grieving is over. You have played your part in the letting go process and now must get back to life. Holding space is a temporary thing, never meant to last longer than the time it takes for energy to pass from one cycle to another. This is your sign to move on. Pick up your 3 swords and leave this phase behind. So, like, he's just ready to be done with this. That's really what that tells me. He's like, okay, ready to wash my hands, next thing, next controversy, like, you know? Like, oh, it's over. That was easy. Like, oh, that was fun, you know? Like, he's ready to move on, because he never, once he gets to the point in controversies where he gets to backlash, he's ready to go. He's like, I'm done. That was fun. Next controversy, you know? Like, he's not really interested in damage control. I really see that. He's just, like, ready to not have to deal with that, and he's really only focusing. I think that's why the binoculars were standing upright and staring straight down at, you know, at this card, because it was like, I'm just going to hyper fixate on the feeling I have of wanting to leave this all behind and move on with my life, because I don't really care. Like, well, what's done is done, get over it. Like, that's his attitude, and I just have the worst headache right now, wow. So this Buddha being face down, like, just like right on top of this card. Buddha makes me think of peace, tranquility, enlightenment, and he's just completely disregarding the idea of that. Let me see. So that's the 9 of Wands. Make sure you guys can see this card. There you go. So when I look at this card, I see someone who is like lining up a path. So that, like, lighting up the path to where they want to go. And Wands is fire. Wands is dreams, passions. Lots of Wands so far, and I see more down there in the 3D, in the most likely outcome. Learning to harvest creative energy takes patience and strength. You have to know how to ride the energy when it flows, and how to get into the vibration of it when it is calm and quiet. There is a balance that takes place in this card that is not always obvious, but simply knowing it is something you should be aware of will assist you all the same. Yeah, and he doesn't have that. It's like, that's what that, wow. What are the chances of Buddha, who's literally like tranquility, calm, balance, enlightenment, being face down, like just completely disregarding, it's like an opposite of what this card represents. So having these three things together, wanting to just be done with this and focus on the next big thing or the next thing, like, I have nothing to speak for. I have nothing to say on this. It's not my fault. It's Shane's problem. Like, that's really what I feel like. Oh, it's not my problem. Having the Page of Wands attitude of just, what do I care? It's like, I know everything there is to know about this industry, and I know that people will move on, and I know that I'll always have the fans that I have. People will always buy my merch. I don't care if I lose some followers, I'll get over it and I'll be amazing. On to the next. Like, that's really, it's very cold. I think that that's why this is here. It's really cold. Something's gonna happen in autumn and fall. And that's quite close. It's coming up on us. So something's going to happen during the autumn time where the passion, I love the passion zeroing in on this dragon. And the dragon makes me think of literally hoarding. Like hoarding gold, hoarding riches for yourself. He has a passion for hoarding riches for himself. That's really what it is. And he's very disciplined in knowing when he needs to speak and when he doesn't. And when people do the talking for him and when people fall on their swords for him, he's just like, thanks, bye. Like, Shane literally, you know, said that Jeffree was family and was willing to just go to bat for him, and Jeffree just publicly isn't even, he just washed his hands of it, moved on. It's literally the end. This card is like, bye, I don't care, you know? It's really messed up. And then the Knight of Wands of like creative harvest. This card is literally like him going around, like basically he did the docu-series with Shane, right? And then this is like all of the money they made off of it in the palette, and he's just like, look, see, he's just taking it off. He's like, so he's literally just like going back, like backtracking, you know? And he's just starting to clean up. It's like you had a show, you had a concert, and then everyone came and everyone had a great time, except there was a giant riot. And instead of like picking up the pieces and the garbage on the floor and everything, he's just like, I'm just gonna count the money. Like, he's just in the corner counting the money from the opportunity. Where, well, Shane's like getting arrested. Like, you know what I mean? Not literally, but that he's taking the fallout. He's being blamed for the chaos that occurred at the concert where everyone purchased tickets, where, you know, and Jeffree's just like, okay, here's your half. And he's just counting his own money, and none of my business, you know? Nothing to see here. That's really what it is. It's like, okay, I did this, I participated in this, got what I needed from it. Next. Oh, great, you're distracting the angry mob. There's always an angry mob when you do things with me, honey. Next. Like, that's self-explanatory. And let me see what this is about. Okay. So, we have this ring. It's like a pink rose ring. Maybe an engagement ring? Oh, Shane's engaged. And wasn't Jeffree engaged to Nate? And then they broke up. Envy. That jumped out real quick. Look at that. Okay. We have the seashell flipped over and the number 7 upside down. And this is 47. I'm gonna read the card. Connect to source. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. So that's really what he's doing in a way. Like, he's literally like, oh, if I pretend nothing's wrong, then nothing will, and I'll just, this will pass over me. Like, what is this? Young, scrappy, and hungry. Yeah, he forgot what it felt like to be at the bottom. And at this point, he's like, well, I can do whatever I want. I can be as bad as I want as long as I don't get caught doing anything illegal. What? What are you gonna do? Be mad at me? Everyone's gonna unsubscribe to me until I come up with an amazing lipstick, and then everyone's gonna subscribe again. You know, wait, I'll just find someone else to give me like sainthood like Shane did, but I can be what's it called? I can be like my brain is like, I'm like in a lot of pain. Like, I genuinely have a really bad headache. This never happens when I read, unless it's someone really dark. He overpowers people, like his energy, his influence. That's why he feels like go within to discover what needs to be done. Like, I know that doesn't really, like, the connect to source. It's not really relevant to what the card's supposed to mean. But when I look at this, I see, I did what I need to be done. I did what needed to be done. Oh, it had to be done. Don't be mad at me. That's just the business, hun. You know? First lesson, don't trust anyone in this industry. Like, and the envy. He's envious of many people. I even think he was envious of Shane. And he was envious of Shane's positive influence at the time. I think he's taking, there's a part of him, whether that part of him will admit to Shane or anyone or not, I don't know. There's a part of Jeffree that I think takes pleasure in the downfall of people that are revered or looked at in a nice way at the public's eye. I mean, that makes sense, you know? To me, it makes sense. So I have to do, everyone needs to get knocked down a peg, you know? It's like, ugh. The engagement ring is interesting. By the way, if any of you guys see these charms and something comes to your head that I may be missing out on, if you get like a message from, like if you think, oh, that means this, please put it in the comments. I love to read those. I think last video on the Rich Lux reading, it was a spoon and I didn't know what it meant and someone wrote stirring the pot and I was like, ooh, you know, so it was a great, you know, that was a great connection that someone made. You hear how like delayed my thoughts are? I know I have ADHD, but this is excessive. Every step counts. There is an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. Yeah, that's why he's being so quiet. Even now, like, he was being so quiet up to this point because of the new merch he had, or the new makeup line or whatever he was doing that he just launched. I think it was on his Instagram, the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Instagram. God, my head hurts. Holy crap. There's an advantage in taking things. He just wants to be one step ahead of everyone. Every step counts, that's why he's a step ahead. In his mind, at least. That's why the chariot is his energy right now. This is what he feels like. I'm ahead of everyone. Like, no one knows what I'm doing. No one knows my actual intention. Everyone will be on the edge of their seat when I make a statement, you know? God. He's such a bad person. I know that's my bias leaking through, but I can't help it, guys. I don't appreciate people like this. Seven of Wands, the Tower in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse. This is him. Oh wow, this even looks like him. I'm gonna be careful when I move this. Look at this. It almost looks like that literally looks like him. I know that's probably a female, but look at the face. I mean, tell me if you think if you disagree, but and it was in reverse, but that Tower in reverse is when I look at it, I think avoiding a catastrophe of some sort. Seven of Wands is like, oh crap, I'm surrounded, everyone's gonna get me. And Knight of Swords in reverse is like being really messy with your words. Like swords is logic, air. It's like not thinking before you say something. Which is odd because you'd think he has all of his time in the world to not, you know, to think before he says something. What is he spending all his time doing? If not contemplating what specifically to say and how to say it. Like, that's weird. Oh, sorry. These three cards represent the most likely outcome of the situation. I forgot to say that. You would do well to tread carefully right now, as you may find yourself somewhere you are not meant to be. It is best to play along and check your ego at the door. Oh yeah, right, like Jeffree's capable of that. Sorry, that was really aggressive for me to say like that. But I think we all know how well that would go. Not everything is meant for you, and not everyone is going to want you around. Yo, that's what he's like looking for. That's literally what he's looking for right now. That's why he's hanging out with all these people. Life is better together. Shared inspiration. Like, he doesn't have any friends. I think Peter in his most recent video, didn't he like read this book and was like, oh, it's Jeffree Star. And it was like The Lonely Doll or something. And he was saying like, oh, I asked Satan for this. Like, you know, and I kind of like got chills because I've been saying he has satanic energy for the longest time. And I think that's really relevant. Like the lonely doll, like he is lonely. Yet when when company does happen to him, like Shane or Nate, like he will just abuse the shit out of that. Like he'll take advantage of that. It's gross. Not everything is meant for you, and not everyone is going to want you around, but maybe if you mind your tongue and stay humble, you will be able to find a treasure no one else has ever been privy to behold. See? I told you. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I told you, I'm gonna see what this is after once I get to this card, but this tells me not being careful with your words. This is, oh my god, look, it's a bag of money. That's like, and it was right here, that's like all he's concerned about. The number 6 or perhaps 9, can't tell. Hashtag, it's like Twitter. What's this? A nursery in reverse. This came up in the Rich Lux reading. Rich was all about having his channel. His channel's like his baby. It's my baby. No one else put this channel and made this channel successful for me. I did it, even though we know. We kind of know that someone did make his channel successful for him. I think there's a reason why this charm fell here in Jeffree's reading. I think it's just an answer to who is really responsible for the success of, like, Rich Lux's channel. Yeah, right? The key here. It's interesting. There's another 6. God, if I find a third 6, I'm gonna get really creeped out. But yeah, it's in the same position too. 99. What do you guys see when you see this? Let me know in the comments. These two here. Interesting. So I'm gonna look at this card as soon as you know what? I think I'm gonna look at this card right now, because I want to know what the key to this is. It's something about the key to something. It's the same card that Rich Lux had in his reading, in the same position too. Feeling frozen, numb, too hurt to ever risk what we call love again. Knowing there are deep feelings beneath this pain, but attempting to keep them very much under wraps and choosing to allow only a certain level of intimacy in your life. Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it? I mean, we already knew this a little bit. Feeling fear, aggression, and disbelief in relation to love. Feelings of cynicism, rage, hurt, bewilderment at what people mean by the word love. Heartbreak has taken its toll, feeling it is only a world full of hurt. Allowing yourself to observe love and being too cautious to open up and expose your tender heart. Fear of hurt consuming the desire to be with another and to taste the divine. Possible opting out of new relationships or keeping them tightly controlled. That's Shane and Jeffree. Or withholding your love from a relationship and only going through the motions. That might be Nate. Fear of rejection for simply being yourself, and a fear that you're not worth loving, or that others are incapable of loving, unworthy of trust, and that the notion of love itself is a falsehood. That's a sad way to live. I pity him. I pity anyone that lives like that, but you reap what you sow, you know? That's what I feel about that, and if that's the key to this entire thing, that's really what I think it's saying. I think that's very self-explanatory. It really does come across like sold your soul to the devil, right? Like, oh, you want riches, you want money, you want fame? Well, give me all your morals and any sense of belonging give me all your morals and any sense of trust you have for another person. That's sad. The Tower in reverse. If the upright version of this card implies an external breakdown, then the reversed aspect could very well indicate an internal blowout. Ooh, interesting. Because usually when I pull the Tower in reverse, it means avoiding a conflict. But I like that. I like that element of... That's a... okay. Stress, anxiety, and resistance wreak havoc on the body. Be mindful of how your body is communicating to you right now, as it may very well be sending you warning signs that things are not as they should be and trouble is on the horizon. The trouble could be a weakened immune system, stress-related headaches, digestive issues, or other explosive bodily functions. Is the tarot just telling us that Jeffree is like irritable bowel syndrome or something? He's having explosive diarrhea. I mean, if karma wants to work in that way, I guess. I don't... So, like, okay, I guess there's this sense of, like, I feel like that's why he's reaching out to random people. There is an aspect deep down, perhaps, where he is just lonely. He does it to himself, though, right? Like, what do you expect pity from people when you literally do it to yourself? I don't understand that. What's the mentality, you know, what's the thought process behind that? Ugh. It's stupid. I know I'm kind of dragging, I'm not trying to, but, like, he deserves it, so not even that sorry, not sorry. Let me see. Alright, Knight of Swords in reverse. You and your idea are out of alignment. Stop trying to control the terms and conditions of your mind and instead clear it and open up to the possibility that awaits you. Ride the energy of the wave like the knight. Don't try to control it or you shall sink. Yeah, I said that before. Control issues. He is obsessed with having control over his relationships, over everything in his life. Choose your own path. Like, upside down. Like, he has to choose the path for everyone. You can't choose your own path. No, if you're working with me, Jeffree, sorry, you have to choose the path I choose for you. You don't get to choose. And then the sunflower, which is optimism face down, it's like, I trust nobody. And then this bridge is like toppled over, and this money in face down, it's like losing money. The bridge, and it's the bridge has been destroyed. And the bridge is like literally bridging the gap between this and this card. Soul cage, rescue, escape from captivity and restriction. Yeah, like he literally will put you in a cage. Ugh, what's this rock say? Boost. It says boost. He'll boost you up. Ooh. Ooh, got chills. He'll boost you up. Because at that point where you come to contact with Jeffree Star, he has a lot more money than you. You'll have this bridge. He'll be like, here, come to my side where I have all these riches and wonderful things I can offer you. You need help with money? You need some funding? I got you. As long as you do this for me, I'll boost your career. But your soul, your morals, rescue, escape from captivity and restriction, the only way to get out of his contract, you know, if you want to think of it as the NDA, right? You're signing a contract when you agree to let Jeffree Star boost your career. And then you're literally consenting to being restricted and captive and at his mercy in a way, or in one way or another. So that's, well, you gotta read the terms and conditions when you sign away your soul, you know? I mean, soul cage, I'm not saying soul out of nowhere, it literally says soul cage. These are underwater prisons where men are held between the worlds, prisoners of the jealous mermen. Under the waves, the men entrap the princes of earth in cages of kelp and coral, the soul cages of legend in which the prince lies suspended between life and death. But for every man kidnapped and thrown into the soul cage, there is another mermaid who will free him from his dungeon, swim him to the surface, and start his heart once more with kisses that are part song, part spell. When the breath of Murrow and man unites, the prince returns alive once again, forever changed. Is that Shane Dawson? That maybe could be. James Charles, Shane Dawson. Just think of every victim of Jeffree Star. I wonder if they escaped their soul cage or if they drowned. Soul cage comes to you when you are living a half-life or when someone you know is doing so. The soul cage is one that keeps you from extending your reach, keeps you in a comfort zone that may seem to reduce potential dangers and harms to you, but at the end means you have lived neither fully awake nor fully asleep. You have chosen suspension, and compromise, and the Marrows are here with this card to awaken you to the prison and to ask if you're ready to swim free and be reunited with your passions and your purpose. There will be dangers, adventures, and moments that hurt, but free of the soul cage there will be bliss, exploration, discovery, and laughter. Yeah, it's like, that's kind of Shane right now. He agreed to be in this place, in this soul cage, and it's at the mercy of Jeffree Star. I mean, I don't know if he'd be saved. That's not really my place to say. Last part of the reading. We have, for this card, for this card, this card, for this card, this card, for this card. Also, you know how I said, oh, I hope I don't see another 6? I know it's a 9, but it's still a 6. So 6, 6, yeah. Anyway. The reason why he's being attacked is, I think this is just straight up greed. Envious gluttony, and hello, envy. And this literally says, envious gluttony. Okay? So that's pertaining to the Seven of Wands. There is hunger sleeping just under the surface like an animal lurking, going to the edge of the ravine, savoring the idea of letting go all restraint. The stage of denial. This card is not just dark, it's unpleasant, sickly, disgusting. The difference is how we feel in front of a vampire as opposed in front of writhing bugs. It's not an existential darkness that we can paint of romance, drama, and subtle anguish. It's a raw, primal reeking of rotting stench. The key is that we don't want to recognize the depth of the envy and the anger. Hello, envy. Again. Envy. Again. We casted it out of ourselves, and now it's truly a parasitic monster, impossible to accept as something that came out of ourselves. What if we bring light to the pitch-dark well? What if the scary monster is just a scrawny, starved feeling? What if it's just a little thing, dark as tar indeed, but to be sorry of, not to fear? What I say, like, you gotta pity him, in a way. I pity. God, this is literally, like, what his soul looks like, because of the decisions he's made and the people that he's hurt. And then he just lives in this state of envious gluttony. He's like, he wants more and more and more. Nothing's ever enough. And then if someone passes by that looks like they can take or have more than he has to steal it. And then he has to, like the dragon, passion for becoming the dragon, hoarding all the gold. It's like, looks like I know the money bag here, it looks like it's almost in his hand. He's stealing it and everyone's like, hey, stop it. Okay. And then the tower in reverse, this was him feeling eternally struggling. with something. Or having diarrhea, I guess. Number 4, is this me? That's what this looks like. Is this me? And there's a rock that's between that and it's a kite. Interesting. A kite. Like flying away. Let me see. I cannot recognize myself, but I'm still me. Stage of acceptance. I cannot remember the road that led me here. How can I see the road ahead? This card is not about an affirmation, but rather a question. Is this me? Can I recognize myself? Maybe yes, maybe no, but for sure I lost the road I once had. And the last time I stopped to really think about it, in my heart I feel maybe like the high school girl that went to the prom, but truly I am now 45 and I wait thrice. Oh god. Dude, that's... Oh my god. That's... I think that's self-explanatory, isn't it? It's like he doesn't want to get old, but he is old. He wants to take down people like James Charles who are young, 19, 20, 21, who are dominating the beauty community and who are doing better than him. It's like, it's literally like the Snow White, like the evil queen looking in the mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest of them all, and then he sees like a younger, prettier version of himself, and he's like, I must destroy them, send someone to kill them. And then like, he knows, but at the end of the day, right, when he's in his mansion and he's alone and he goes to the bathroom and he goes to brush his teeth and he looks in the mirror, he sees what he really is, and without the makeup, right? Hatred really ages people, I think, is what I'm trying to say. The kite is like, it's like his mentality, it lives, like when you hold a kite and you're flying a kite, it's all the way up in the air, but you're still on the ground holding it. It's like, I'm the kite, you know, I'm gonna project a version of myself that I want to be. But you're not young anymore. You're not, there's a sense of washed up, like, you still have to live with yourself. You still have to live with yourself. So that could be, if there is internal struggle, it's probably why. And then the Knight of Swords in reverse, Colorless Angel. And again, these 3 cards were the same in Rich Lux's reading, and this here says a storm. It's hard to see, but it says a storm. And Colorless Angel. This is apathy. I remember. I'll turn the page, but this is apathy. This is like, I just choose not to care. I'm just going to choose to not feel anything about this. It is better not to feel rather than feeling pain, see? Apathy is the crowning king of nothingness and the shining queen of whatever. We numb our senses with a fog of delays, and then we just get indifferent to the fog itself. I'm here, we whisper, and if by a very tiny chance someone notices and replies and asks who's there, we become shy and we stay silent a little more. You cannot be saved unless you face the dragon, and the dragon hurts. Of course it does, guys. Dragon. Where is it? The dragon hurts, yet he has a passion for becoming the thing that hurts. Wow. I am the monster. Right? Gabby Hanna wrote the song, but it's probably Jeffree's theme. What if I'm the monster? That's the reading. I hope you enjoyed, because that's the last Jeffree reading you're getting in a real long time, hopefully, if ever. Alright guys, if you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, it'll be a link in the description to the email that you guys can reach out to me for. It's $15 for your first reading. Any readings after that will be $30. I'm thinking of doing a Trisha Paytas reading tomorrow. I'll probably have that up in like a couple days after this one. Keep your space free of negativity, because that's what I'm going to do the second I turn this camera off. I'll see you guys in the next video.